All right, welcome to the OSCAL-Compass community call. Today is July 30th. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and then I'll proceed with the intro script. A reminder that this meeting is being recorded and will be shared publicly on our YouTube channel to promote transparency and accountability. Your participation in these meetings is an agreement to abide by the OSCAL-Compass Code of Conduct, which can be found in the community repository. Just a reminder that the Code of Conduct has been recently updated to point to the CNCF Code of Conduct. At this point, I ask that you please add your name to the attendee list and add any topics you would like to discuss under the topics for today. I'll scroll back up there so we can all see. So since it's a small crowd today, I'm just going to give quick updates, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about the outcomes of the Oversight Committee meeting today. As I mentioned, we have a new code of conduct. This is being updated everywhere throughout all of the repositories. It now points to the CNCF code of conduct. There are updates around release planning and how we'll be handling that in Compliance Trestle. We've recently added a roadmap document where we talk about high-level timelines. The goal is to release ready-to-go features monthly. I'm actually going to share this real quick. The goal is to release ready-to-go features monthly. So the current milestone we have defined, our high-level goal is to have that released by August 15th. Bugs and security fixes will continue to be released on demand. And then another iteration-based process that we're going to try is to assign high-level epics to 12-week iterations, so we can collect community feedback and then break them down and then schedule them to our monthly releases as ready-to-go features. So just wanted to share this here for any comments, questions, or concerns. All right, moving on to the next topic. Updates from the Oversight Committee meeting today. Something that I thought would be good to share with the folks here and anyone watching this recording is we have decided to move forward with the use of GitHub Teams to manage repository access. Alejandra, I know you had asked about this a bit earlier in the week. We plan on reviewing the teams and making sure that they match up with our defined contributor ladder in the community repo, and then we'll slowly be migrating the direct access approach to teams.
Sounds good. Yeah.
All right, and so I'm going to open it up for any topic that you guys want to discuss today. Something I had proposed was the expanded support for component definition authoring, essentially that discussion I had posted in Slack earlier this week. But if there's anything more pressing that you all would like to discuss, I'll just open it up now. All right, I'm going to go ahead and go to that discussion. So I think this one mostly would be directed to you, Alejandro. I'm not exactly sure what the proper behavior is supposed to be around component definition editing when there's no rules present, or when the component definition didn't originate from the Trestle defined pipeline for creating component definitions. But this community member, and I believe Ryan Ahern, also commented that he was experiencing the same thing, where users are trying to use predefined component definitions, and when they generate the markdown, it does not populate any pre-existing descriptions. And then if they try to make changes in the markdown, it doesn't assemble back into the JSON. I did test it by just adding a rule in the existing JSON to see what happened, and it did work as expected. So I just kind of wanted to bring this up, see if there's any anything that we should define as maybe a bug or a feature request as a result of this.
I think I need to go the I mean, we can see this is a bug or either is a feature depending on what was established at the very beginning, right? Right now, I don't remember if this is expected. I think it is. But the reason why it is behaving like that might be worth to ask it to VCAS directly, because this was already implemented when I got here. What I was going to do was to go through the code and review. Well, I want to do the same exercise that you're doing, right? Generate this in my environment out of that component definition as well, and see what's the actual thing happening in the end, right? Because it might be a bug or not necessarily intended like that, but I guess it's more of a biggest call to review. I can discuss it with him in our syncs, the syncs that we have every week, right? um it- yeah, I think and I think that person that opened the issue said that he was going to be replying until late August, which gives us a really good opportunity to have the have this reviewed and give him a response back. um do you, Jen, have any I mean, any idea of this to be a feature or bug, or not really at this point?
Um, so I'm sorry, I missed like the very first few things you said because I had an audio issue, but I think I caught everything that um, I think I caught everything to be able to answer. Um, so I do think this is a bug either way, because the markdown is getting generated and it can't be updated. So essentially it's generating useless markdown. So I think even if we wanted to continue with the rules-based approach, we would have to determine that a component definition that didn't have rules was invalid, and kind of give that back to the user to say, oh, we're not going to generate markdown because this is invalid. But the
Right.
other thing to that is, if we're staying true to the OSCAL schema, then in my opinion, it should be generating the markdown and allowing users to update the valid OSCAL component definition schema with markdown. Otherwise, we're basically saying users who don't have Trestle component definitions can't use it. So, but that's just one person's opinion. So,
Right, right. Um, Okay. Yeah, I can take this and review it with a little bit more of a deep dive and check what was intended first by the code. And yeah, this might be a bug, right? That we didn't thought of before, and we can refine it and provide that functionality as well. You mentioned that Ryan Ahern was experiencing something like this as well, right? So it's not just an isolated case, right?
Yes, it's not isolated, and I was able to reproduce it myself
Mm-hmm.
using this component definition. So I would be curious from the community who's trying and the folks trying to use this, what is the expected result? I think this person actually did put the expected result here, that they expected that the description would be populated in the markdown. But I'd like to understand the use cases better, because a couple possible features I was thinking that could be an outcome of this is, one, to import a component definition and essentially like bootstrap a trestle-based editing pipeline from that. I don't know if that might belong in agile authoring, actually. And then the other would be to relax the rules requirement.
Okay. Okay. Um, yeah, what I will do is to review it with um, a little bit deeper and understand why this is not happening in the end.
Sounds good. Do you think the best way forward is just to submit a bug for the unexpected behavior and then let maybe like the features be discussed if there are features to be added?
Yeah, I think so. Now that we have established that this is happening, I definitely think we should be submitting an issue for make this revision, and that could be like the start point to decide whether it's a feature or it's a bug, at least reported, right? So yeah, I think so.
Sounds good. I'm adding that as an action item on the notes.
Definitely. Yeah.
All right. Any more discussion on this topic, or are you all ready to move on to the next one?
Yeah, not anything for me. I think so.
All right. Let me go ahead and reshare. So the next topic that I had was this issue, and I don't know if it would be better perhaps to wait until we have more maintainers on the call. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not sharing the right tab. This issue, support non-control driven field editing and SSPs. We have gotten some feedback from the community on support of this and what they would like to see as far as user behavior goes. I wonder if it would be good to assign this to our current cycle, which is running July to September, or if it would be preferable to assign to the next cycle, just to get more feedback and decide how we want to implement this. So I just wanted to bring this up to the group. I understand if it would be better to wait for a call where we have more representation from the maintainers. But I'll stop here for any comments, questions, thoughts.
I would like, and personally, this is my opinion. I would like at least Picas to look at this, because yeah, it seems it needs discussion. Maybe even Lou could be supporting something of this, and even Chris could be giving an expanded look to this, but at least Vikas should be looking at this definitely. Um, in terms of including it in this cycle or in the other, I'm not too sure. Um, mm, the thing is that I wouldn't want to compromise to the community with something that we are not going to deliver until we have like a decision, right? Decision made on what are we
Scalpel
doing?
would be we have to wait for it till Vikas is here. Second, in my mind, this is not like a super high priority where we have to take it in the next release. I So we can do two things. We can reach out to the person who opened the issue, which is Jen, I see, and the others who are commenting on it. We can comment to ask what's the urgency of this, when do they expect it to be there. But I
Yes.
feel it can go into the next release.
Okay. I like that idea. In that way, we are saying to the community persons, people that is interested, well, we're making a decision. We are not leaving you just with the issue open, but still we are working inside to get the decision done. I like it. Yeah, I think it is a good approach. What do you think, Jim?
I definitely agree. I think that something that would be helpful to just move it along in terms of agreement on the design is, because I opened the issue, I can start with a high level design comment
Mm-hmm.
on how it could be done while factoring in the comments that exist here. And then maybe that can just get the ball rolling as far as like us agreeing on a design, sharing it with everybody, and then we don't have to hurry to break it down into issues, but at least we'll be somewhat ready to do that.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good. Sounds good to me.
Awesome. That is all the topics I had prepared. I'll open it up for any additional topics or anything that anyone wants to discuss today.
Mm, no, not for me. At least not now.
Sounds good. I think we can probably wrap up. One thing I wanted to mention before we drop is I added a moderator field to the meeting details and added myself as today's moderator. But Alejandro has agreed to moderate the next meeting as I will be out of office. So I just wanted to let you know that that can be filled in the future iterations of this meeting.
Perfect. Yep.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
Thank
Bye.
you.